Now, let's take a closer look at how to write an introduction for Task 1. So, what does Task 1 ask you to do? Well, you may remember from previous videos that in Task 1, you will need to write a descriptive report of around 150 words based on the information provided. So, now you know what you have to do in Task 1. You might be starting to think about what the purpose of the introduction is in Task 1. Well, the purpose of the introduction in Task 1 is to introduce the graph, chart, or information provided. What the graph shows may be mentioned in the question. So you will need to paraphrase the question and use your own words. As I mentioned earlier, the next lesson in this video series will be on paraphrasing. So make sure to check out that video when it is available. Your introduction in Task 1 will be much shorter than the introduction in Task 2. It can be condensed into one sentence. Now, we will take a look at how to write an example introduction for Task 1. First, let's take a look at the graph that we are using for this example question. Here you can see a bar graph for a Task 1 question. As I said, it is important to analyse the question and the information given. As we know, in Task 1, you are required to write a descriptive report based on the information provided. So, you will need to identify and understand the information you have been provided with. Think about how the information is being shown. What type of graph or chart is it? In this example, we can see a bar graph. Think about what the graph is showing you. In this case, unemployment rates. For where? In this case, Urbanville, Greenville, and Arkville. And think about the time frame. In this case, it's from 2008 until 2012. We will need to put all the information identified into the introduction. Let's continue looking at how to write an introduction for Task 1. Here you can see an example introduction for the bar graph shown. As you can see, I have underlined all the information that we identified previously, and it is all included in the introduction. So, an introduction could be: the bar graph shows the rates of unemployment in Urbanville, Greenville, and Arkville from 2008 to 2012. Now, since the introduction is so short, you might be thinking about how we can work on improving our introductions. We will look at how to improve your introduction next. How would you write an introduction for this bar graph? Share your ideas in the comment section. Now, let's look at how we can improve our example introduction. One way that we can improve our introductions in Task 1 is to consider lexical resource. As we know, one of the marking criteria is lexical resource, our vocabulary, and how we use it. Try not to memorize an introduction and just change out some words, as examiners see many exams and will be able to tell. Additionally, make sure that you understand the vocabulary you are choosing to use. and ensure that you are using it correctly. On this slide, you can see that we can change the graph shows to include the type of graph or chart. And instead of saying shows, we could also use illustrates, gives or provides information about or on. We could also use depicts and compares. Remember, only use compares if the data shown compares several items. Can you create an example introduction? Remember to share your idea in the comments. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell, and check out our other videos. You can find loads of useful links in the description below. Let's get started.